It's recording?
It's recording.
Okay, good. Have you ever thought this?
Powerpuff Girls is fantastic, but so is SpongeBob.
Or maybe you thought this. But okay, let's say you and I were to do it just for humor purposes, right? Like my wife knowing and everything. Or maybe even this ran through your head.
Back in my day, we listened to things like NSYNC were the boy bands and Backstreet Boys.
If so, then Forget Being Cool might be for you. You can find it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the Dayspace YouTube channel and Twitch channel, and directly afterwards on iTunes, Google Play, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Forget Being Cool.
You're watching or listening to Forget Being Cool. We discuss the things you like.
It's the Forget Being Cool podcast for May 20th, 2020. I'm your host, Dave Moore. Joining me, of course, is my main man, my man on the internet, Johnny_Casino.
Dave,
John, hold on. You know what? I'm not even gonna let you talk here. Hold on. There's this running thing that happens on a podcast, right? There's this thing that starts to happen on a podcast. If you listen to the same podcast a lot, you start to notice it. A lot of shows open with the same thing, okay? And sometimes podcasts start to open with these really dumb commercial bits, right? That are the same every time, and you're like, God, if I hear another ad for Blue Apron that was recorded, 6 months ago, and they've been playing this same ad for 6 months ago, I'm gonna die. The worst part about this scenario, John, is you're playing a bad ad for our show before our show. It's the content isn't even relevant. It doesn't even point them to the website. Dayspace.com is long and dead. It's been buried in the ground. Okay.
But Dave,
yeah.
I get so much joy out of watching your face when I hit play on that.
Yeah, well, good for you, John. I'm sorry to all our listeners who have to hear this ad every week. And John's not going to stop. Now, what's even worse is our show isn't once a week, John.
That said Monday, Wednesday, Friday on it.
Yeah, well, it's still Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the only part of that commercial that's still true.
There we go. We're solid.
Yeah, well.
And the name. The name is the same. And the hosts. The co-hosts.
It's available at forgetbeingcool.com.
It comes out after the YouTube video does.
Right, and right at the exact same time. Except now it's actually immediate. Versus there used to be like a good Dave and John have to edit this. Now it's no. Sometimes the audio actually goes up before the YouTube video is premiered. It's over. When we go over an hour, the audio version is available at the hour.
We've only gone over an hour once.
At least 3 times since we've come back.
Oh, okay. Dave.
Yeah, hi, John.
Dave, hi. If you hear any noises in the background, it's because my wife and son are playing Animal Crossing.
Woohoo!
Amy, okay, so we're both her and I on our own games are villager hunting, and I really want a dog, and I found a dog, but I didn't like the dog I found, so I passed on him. Amy found a few things. She got stuck. She has 2 hippos now because she got stuck with one.
Yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, I get it.
But here's the thing. She's on an island right now, a mystery island right now. It's a money island. It's a money island I've never seen before. There's one money island that has
the 6
like
racks.
a body of water in the middle, and then you have to hop across, and there's a little thing of land in the middle with the rocks in it. This one, there's no water in the middle of this one. It's just the 4 corners are these small mountains on the 4 corners, and the rest of it's just some flowers and trees and weeds and rocks, and they're money rocks, and it's full of scorpions. So she's going to load up on money from money rocks and then load up her pockets on scorpions.
I have 2 feelings right now, John.
Is one of them in your pants or no?
No, not for your wife, John.
No, I meant for the scorpions.
There's 2 feelings to go here, right? First is I'm annoyed I haven't seen that island.
Me too. I hold on. I have seen 2 scorpions since scorpions came about. Amy gets 5 or 6 a day on her own island, and then she ends up on islands with them.
Right.
I've seen 2. I've caught 1 of them.
I think I've been stung by 2 of them and caught 1. I think I've only seen 3 in my gameplay time.
Yes, this is nonsense.
Okay, so next, the next feeling I have is I'm excited that there's islands I haven't seen yet because I'm getting really sick of Swirly Twirly Island.
So here's the thing is I was looking at it, and there's certain islands that there's 9% chance of you getting. And then there's certain islands that there's like 1 or 2% chance of you getting. And this is one of those. So,
well, good for her.
I know. She's happy. I was thinking about it recently because I'm watching her go through and like get to go pick her villagers again. And, place things for the first time. And I'm looking at mine. I'm like, man, I terraformed some stuff that I'm not real happy with, that I don't know how to fix it. Like, it was better the way it was. And I should have just left the rivers and mountains the way they were. And then just,
John, that's why
some other stuff.
That's why I was very, very careful about terraforming. Despite the fact that it's this really cool thing, every time I started terraforming, like right when I got it, I was like, I don't like that. It's not doing what I want it to do. Therefore, the only time I'm going to terraform is when I have a really good idea. Like, if you've seen my campsite, that was a terraform decision I made. The rest of the time, not going to mess with it. Not going to screw up my island. I like the layout of my island. It's got that weird little island in the middle, with the pond or the river around it. It's got a perfect layer of elevation. It goes from the lower to the middle to the top in the back. Like, it is perfectly laid out the way it is. Not going to touch it.
So I had this idea that I wanted like a little body of water, like rivers going on both sides of my shops, and I wanted my museum like a level higher. Ideally, I wanted my museum up on like the highest level. And I couldn't make everything work. I put it there, and then I wasn't happy, and I've moved everything almost now. Like, since the last time you've seen it, I've moved almost everything. But so here's a thought that went through my head. Is there's part of me, and I'm probably not going to do this, but there's that part of me that wants to like take everything, take all my money, take all my stuff, and just move it over to Amy's island and like put it in a corner of her island.
Yeah. And
then start over. And
John, if I had another Switch, I would have already done that.
Because here's the thing. I would have all my money that I've earned, because I've earned it, right?
Right.
So I'd have all my money, which right now is around 10 million plus 3 million starting value of turnips, which could turn into, I don't know, another 18 million or something like that.
I went from 1.2 million this week total in my entire account to having 5.7 question mark 5.4 somewhere in that range million in my account now, because a guy that I went to his island once on Facebook opened his gates today, and he had a turnip price of 600 bells, and while I was at work, Rachel just took my turnips and sold them for me. I appreciate it a lot.
So my plan this time, because I have 7.5 pocketfuls, either tonight, probably not tonight, but tomorrow probably, I will go on Reddit, find someone who just put a posting up there for 500 or 600, go to their island with one pocketful. Later, do it another time. Thursday morning, Friday morning, I'll find 1 or 2 people, and I'll just make these individual trips to these different ones and drop off one pocketful at a time, make a whole bunch of money. And then I might do this. I might legit be like, okay, I'm going to start over from scratch. And that beginning part is slow, right? Like going through the initial, because it took Amy.
Yeah, but if you
it takes about a week almost before you start really inviting, new people.
Yeah, but if you bring your money,
well, you'll pay off everything every day.
Yeah, you'll pay. Yeah, anything you have to wait for, you won't have to wait actual time for. You paid it for it already.
Yeah, but you'll still have to wait. Like, okay, I need a day for the shop to upgrade. I need a day for this to happen. I need a day for this to happen. And you need all these things so that you can get to the point where it allows you to do stuff. Like Amy got to the point and where she was like, I just want to move on and I can't do it till this happens. I've actually skipped her ahead a couple of days to get past just some of that initial stuff at the very, very beginning, where she had to like wait a day for the shop or for the home service place or whatever to become a thing. And she'd already kind of dealt with that when she had a game of mine, but she started over. And I don't think I would do that. And if I did that, here's what I would do. I would start my game off with my Switch like 5 days behind, 6 days behind, so that when I scooted it up to pass like some of that stuff at the very beginning that I've already gone through, it would catch it up to like real time.
I thought about this too, John. I don't want to time travel. I really. So here, let me say this. I've talked about this.
Okay.
What I've noticed is my island. The reason I love my island is because I feel like I earned it, right? Like every day, every small improvement I make, every cool piece of furniture I get and have laid out, all those things are what makes me like the game. And if I had skipped ahead, I don't think I'd appreciate any of it. Right?
And I get that.
So here's
but...
what I would do if I were to start over. I would start over and set my date on my Switch to March 20th, 2020. So the day the game originally came out. So
Ooh.
And then
you might have to go through Bunny Day again.
No, I can skip Bunny Day.
No, you might have to go through Bunny Day.
But I would go slowly and eventually work my way back to where I was. Obviously kind of cheating, but I would never go further than the point I am now.
Oh, no. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to scoot everything back so that when it's that point where it's like, okay, I've made the things I need to make, all that stuff, and I literally have nothing I can do for the next day and a half, and I've already gone through that myself when I played before,
right?
Then I can skip that part.
Right. That's exactly it. And once I get to my house is upgraded, everything's back to the way it was, I am not jumping around again. Right? Like that would be the only way I'd do this, and I'm not going to delete my island. Like realistically, it's not going to happen. I can't do it. I don't want to do it really. I'd only do it if I had the option of starting like on another Switch, starting over. That's the only way I'd do it.
Dave, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
Dave, here's the problem.
Yeah.
I want to go get my villagers again. Like I right now I'm hunting for a villager, and it is my favorite thing to do in the entire game. Is to look for villagers. I like 9 of my 10 villagers right now. I mean, I dislike there's maybe 2, I guess, that I would be willing to let go. And I don't want the others to leave. Like, if any of them leave, I would actually be bummed out in exchange for a new villager hunt. Because every time I go on a villager hunt, John, I don't give a crap about these things. Oh, it's so much fun. I love seeing all the different ones. It's fun. But there's this, like, bit of anxiety that I have with it because... Because one, like, I don't feel like I know anything about any of these villagers. Like, I know there's people who played the series before. Like, somebody put up a YouTube video that probably a week ago, but I saw it yesterday who they explained, like, the friendship system. Like, they just, God, I saw some tweets about that. They, like, broke it down, explained how it works, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was supposed to be doing this the whole time. So the reason that my villagers have only, 3 months into this game have finally started giving me good, decent stuff is because I finally just started doing this, even though I could have been doing it the whole time. Dave, you know what we do? And I think it can help or hurt. Because I've seen the thing where it's like you give them this, it gives you plus this, and this gives you negative this, whatever, right? What we'll do is we'll go give something to a villager. And there's a deal, like, depending on the value, will depend on if they give you an item or if they give you money or if there's like a 50-50 chance or whatever. So give them something, and then they'll give us something in return. And if it's not something we want, we'll go take that item and to the next guy. I do that all the time. But make your way around. But I didn't know I could do that. like I don't have any Animal Crossing experience. Neither do I. Like the little bit that I have, I did none of this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm discovering, and maybe this is, the point of it, right? But I feel like that was a system that everybody just collectively understood, that you give villagers these valued items, like higher valued items, to get other valued items in exchange. Yet I feel like I've missed out on getting a bunch of things that I probably couldn't have got any other way, because Timmy and Tommy put the same crap in the store every day. And I'm like, I
I already have 7 of the 8 things you have in the store. What is it? 5 things? I have 4 of the 5 things you put in the store today, and I don't want the pink flamingo. Okay?
Well, Dave, maybe come June, maybe they'll do another update. Maybe they'll do like once a month updates or something like that, because they did one in April and they did one in May. So maybe they'll do this, and that will lead to, hey, if you've spent X amount of money in your store, it'll upgrade it to the next size.
Are you trying to hint at something like you know something? Because I know something. You don't have you don't have to hide it. They're gonna add. Do you care? This is not really a spoiler.
No, I don't. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
They're gonna add one more rug to the left of when you come in to Nook's Cranny that has one more item on it. That is what you get. That is what you get in June. Be excited, John. You get to get one more thing you already have.
I want this thing to eventually have 2 stories. I want eventually to be a 2-story building. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I want that too, but I don't think it will happen.
I mean, maybe one day. It's got 3 years. They're supposed to going to support it. Okay, Dave, we cannot make this an Animal Crossing podcast.
Oh, as much as I love Animal Crossing, I agree with you. The last thing about the turnip thing, though.
Okay.
Before we move on, Andy, you're the only one in our group chat who's going to have a spike. I still have a half a pocket because this guy closed his gates. And I almost messaged him and said, why'd you close your gates? I didn't even give you a tip because I would have. So she made 2 of my 2.5 trips, and then he closed his gates. So, Sean Klein, hi. You shouldn't have closed your gates.
Okay, Dave.
Also, I think he's a filthy time-traveling jerkwad. Just kidding. But he is time-traveling because he has, like, starbit trees or something.
Okay. That's weird, but okay. Dave.
Yeah, hi.
We have a follow-up to a more pop, less flop. So not too long ago, good old Grouchy Surge sent us a thing, and it was something from his childhood, and it was the Jibba Jabba. And I don't know what. Okay, I have not watched this. I have not. I'm looking at it now.
Everybody, be warned.
John, I don't know how this is. How loud it's going to be.
John nor I have not seen this.
But it's not going to be like the other crazy ones he's sent in the past. He is sitting in his car, looking at it. It is on a YouTube. He's going to actually put it out on Twitter, I think tomorrow.
If he tries a drink or a snack, I swear to God.
Okay, but here we go. Let's see.
Are you going to show me? You going to share your screen?
Do you want me to?
Can you?
I mean, do you want me to?
Yes, I would like for Serge to get a video appearance on the Forget Being Cool video version.
Okay, there you go. You got me.
Okay, great. Perfect.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Hey, everybody. It's the Fat Man in Vegas, Grouchy Surge, coming to you from my car on my way to work. Now, you see, I did something that I didn't tell the wife about. I did something purely for me, purely to satisfy my inner child, my inner ego, and to make a spectacle of myself. Now, I just picked it up. I haven't got a chance to test it yet, so you're going to get to see this firsthand. Now, the first thing I'd like you all to know, I got my handy-dandy retired Lowe's safety knife. Now, you see, Lowe's retired this knife because it was too unsafe, and the new ones are so much better, even though they don't really cut anything and everybody hates them except for the guy who makes the videos in corporate, who probably got a healthy kickback for coming up with such a cool idea. Anyway, got my Lowe's safety knife, and I got a bag. Can you read that? That bag is from eBay because there's something inside there.
Dave, this is a 3-minute video.
I was, a bit younger.
It's fine.
Everyone listen on double speed.
Oh, the sound of stuff ripping open. When I was a bit younger, I was a bit less mature. I always enjoyed having some fun. Empty bag.
Having some fun, empty bag.
I think you need to have fun. I think you need to have a lot of fun. And so all the people out there that don't have fun or that grow up, you know, meh on you. Bubble wrap. You know what the great thing about bubble wrap is? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, not my favorite bubble wrap.
I should have edited this.
What I have here. How you doing?
Oh my God.
What was that? Oh, you want to talk to Johnny and Dave? Johnny and Dave from Forget Being Cool? It's a jibber jabber. This is the surfer jibber jabber. You grab it by the neck and you shake his head, and he talks to you. Ah, jibber 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 jabber. Guys, this is my childhood right here. This is what I did. I had this in high school. I walked around school with it. I played with it. We haven't gotten to my senior year. My senior year, it was a little bit more ridiculous. But this guy, he went everywhere with me. I can't wait to take this home and see what Jacob and Sophia think about it. They're going to love it. He'll probably be broke within a couple of days. Jibba jabba. This is definitely not a flop, Dave. Definitely not a flop, Dave.
That's a flop.
Oh my God. Amy caught 7 scorpions. She just poked her head in to tell me.
I also got stung by at least 7 times.
And she got stung 7 times.
Okay, but you have a pocket space of 40. So I expect 40.
So Dave.
Yeah, hi Joe.
To follow that up, Dave.
I'm just gonna say this. His beard looks spectacular for a global pandemic. Just gonna say it.
You know what, Dave? It really does.
It looks oddly more groomed, and because I've met the man in real life, it looks much better now than it did before the global pandemic.
And Dave.
Yes.
On that note,
that's not an insult, Serge. Your beard is just awesome, and I can't wait till like mine starts turning gray. It's got that like multicolor look in it. Yeah. Okay.
Dave, on that note.
More pop, less pop. More pop, less pop. More pop, less pop. More pop, less pop.
It's More Pop, Less Flop for May 20th, 2020. This is the show where John and I decide whether your favorite childhood memories are a total success or a pop, or if they're an absolute jibba jabba or a flop.
more pop, less jibba jabba. Oh, we need to make a section. We need to make a segment called Jibba Jabba. And I don't know what it's going to be. It could be about weird toys, or it could be something that just that name seems to fit.
Can we react to old Jibba Jabba cartoons? Jibber Jab. What's that website? What's that one where they do all this stupid, like they put people's heads on stuff and sing songs? Jibber Jabber. Jam Jim Jams. Jibber Jabs.
Okay. Dave,
everybody knows what I'm talking about except you, John, and I can't remember what it's called.
Dave, I have a commercial for you. Are you ready for this?
No, we still haven't discussed how great that video was, Serge. Thank you for sending that. I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah. Serge, I was hesitant, but I did it, and I'm happy I did. Dave, are you ready?
Yeah.
So here is...
Sorry, the cat is here. Hi.
Hi, Dave. Here is my next commercial for More Pop, Less Flop.
Was invaded by super
Sorry,
robots.
this is actually the end of the last one. Here it is.
Incredible Crash Dummies!
Hey, dummy, give me a break!
The sound is terrible.
With their Crash and Bash chair.
Crash Dad!
These guys really take a beating. But no dummy day would be complete without a ride in the Crash car.
Don't you be a dummy! Buckle your safety belt and leave the crashing to us!
The incredible Crash Dummies. Crash and Bash chair and other stuff sold separately.
You know, I was really on board when this started. And then I got bored.
What?
John, I think these are dumb.
Dave, okay, first of all, did you ever have these toys?
No, never heard of these. These are not a thing I've ever even seen or heard of.
Okay, I was hoping that was the case. It happened to be the next one in this like 10-minute video commercials. And I was very excited because I had one of these.
Okay.
I had a few of them, not many, and I loved them. It had a car that would explode as you like drove it into stuff, and the test dummies, like their arms and legs and head could pop off, and it's like a button in the middle that would make them bust apart. Because they used to have these commercials back in like the 80s, early 90s, something like that, with these crash test dummies, and they'd go and they'd crash, and then they'd say exactly what they said at the end of this, commercial. Yeah, don't be a dummy, let us crash cars. I don't know, whatever it was.
Now you're talking about like the commercials that were like, this car is so safe because we put a bunch of crash dummies in it and crashed it a bunch of times, and we've proven that the family sedan is the safest car in the world, right? Like,
no,
real
not
ad?
those commercials.
Okay,
no,
because I saw a bunch of old ones of those. They showed us those all the time about how, buckle your seatbelt, don't drink and drive. But it, was always mixed in with the ones that were like, this car has been proven to save you in an accident as long as you buckle your seatbelt. Then you'll fly through the windshield and die if you don't. So
the old commercials that I'm thinking of were more like general safety, like not for a specific vehicle. That were just, I don't know, general driving safety, blah, 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 all that stuff. Anyways, they made these toys, and I'm not going to lie, it was kind of a dumb idea to make these toys, but they were so much fun. And I did a little research for you, Dave.
Okay.
One, you cannot buy these on Amazon.
Okay.
They make crash test lab stuff. They make cars that crash into each other, demolition cars. You can find a 1992 Crash Test Dummies, The Incredible Piston Head rare carded figure.
But it's being sold by like a third party.
For like $40, which actually is bad. Like you can find these old ones, but this is stuff from like the early 90s, right?
John, you want to know why it's only $40?
Why?
Because nobody wants it, John.
How do you feel about the band, the Crash Test Dummies?
The what?
There's this band that only had one song I ever knew, and it's called And the only reason I knew this song was because Weird Al Yankovic did a spin-off or a what's it called? A spoof of it.
A parody?
Yeah, a parody. So he did a parody of it called and it was just telling the stories of his version told the story of Lorena and John Bobbitt, I guess, and Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan, and I don't remember. I don't remember if maybe the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky thing was the third one. I don't remember now. It's been a while since I've heard it. Anyways, it's the only song there's ever known. The dude's got this crazy low voice. Anyways, okay, not the point. On eBay, I went to see if I could find these things. And you can find some unopened for $30 or so. But I was looking through what they have. They have these cars, and they have some that are just parts, and they have one that are the full thing. And then they have a couple that are concerning.
Okay.
Dave, they have a little dog and a little cat. The dog is blue and yellow, and the cat is orange-ish and yellow.
Okay, concerned.
And then there's a baby in a stroller.
Oh, John!
Dave, I'm going to show this to you real quick. This is a baby in a stroller. If you're watching the video, then you'll get to see this. If not, imagine a baby in a stroller, and that's it. Like, there is this crash test dummy baby in a stroller. The button that makes it explode is like where the baby's feet are, and also like where the seatbelt of the stroller hooks up.
That's awful.
And it's called Skid the Kid.
That's kind of an amazing name.
It is. It is. And you can get it for $3.25 is the current bid.
If I didn't have a bunch of screen names across the internet already, I would reconsider my screen name to be Skid the Kid.
Skid the Kid. Remind me after we talk, I'll tell you one of my new favorites that Ryan and I came up with. I think I said it one time and he laughed real hard, and then we're like, that'd be a great one. But I don't want to say it here because I might use it for something. Anyway, Skid the Kid.
Sean, this is an absolute flop.
Okay, I want to agree with you because I understand what you're saying. I feel you. But I had so much fun with this that I've got to say this is more pop.
I can crash anything into anything, John.
But it doesn't explode into all the pieces, and then you get to put it back together and then crash it into pieces again. Like if your G.I. Joes did this, they're called broken.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, Dave. We're gonna have to disagree on this one. I think had I not ever played with one, I might agree with you.
I think
with it and I love them.
I mean, I think that might be part of it. Like on paper, it's a stupid idea.
Oh, it's a real dumb idea on paper.
Right, but like maybe, the actual practice of it is more enjoyable.
All right. And on that note, Dave.
This has been More Pop, Less Flop for the Forget Being Cool website. I'm Dave Moore. That's Johnny Casino. Of course, you can join us next week where we'll discuss one of your other favorite childhood memories.
More pop, less flop. More pop, less flop. More pop, less flop. More pop, less flop.
Oh, Dave, that More Pop, Less Flop
Yeah, I don't know
about. How did those guys do this?
I don't know about these guys. I think we might need to we might need to hire out somewhere else.
Dave, hold on a second. These guys rocked it this time. These guys did a great job. They were prepared. They had
one of them was prepared. The other one looks like he hasn't shaved in a month and a half.
Well, sure, but the purpose is only one of them needs to be prepared because the other one needs to be reacting to it.
Sure.
And in this case, he's prepared. Okay. He had current and past stuff. He had experience of his own. I think they nailed it this time, Dave. I think they nailed it.
I think it took them like 4 attempts to get More Pop, Less Flop down. But
well, of course, Dave.
Is this why you pilot shows?
Yes.
Good thing we have to start our new show next week.
Dave,
I'm sure we'll be really prepared then.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting whenever Funny or Not Who Knows starts. What are we going with? Are we going with Funny or Not Who Knows? Are we going? Hold on a second. It's going to be called Forget Being Cool, Funny or Not Who Knows, Sketch Comedy Segments.
That's definitely the title. That's what I'm going to put on the artwork. For sure. I think for SEO, for search engine optimization, Sean, I think it's important that it's Funny or Not Who Knows.
So, Dave, I had a consideration. I was recording a different show earlier today. I was recording something apparently, and
the parenting podcast with Johnny Casino and you,
Chelsea Capri.
Yes.
She'll appreciate you remembering that.
You know what?
So the way the show used to start,
she won't listen to the show. It'll be Sean's fault for her being told.
That's true.
So in reality, Sean, I'm upset with you.
So it used to be when we first started off, I would I'd play the intro music and I'd be like, hey, this is apparently called a parenting podcast, blah 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 blah, right? And then it got to where we would talk for a while, and then we'd do kind of our little just conversation, and then we'd go into our topics. Mm-hmm. And so before we into topics, I'd be like, in case you didn't know, this is apparently called the parenting podcast, blah blah blah. And now it's got to the point where I don't even say the name of the show until the very end and we're closing it. And I had a realization.
Yeah.
You don't need to say the name of the show that you're doing because everyone can see that name on their phone.
So I agree with you. I 100% agree with you, except what you do by not pre-announcing the show is anybody who's never heard the show before doesn't know what they're getting into.
But they don't. Okay. Answer me this. Mm-hmm. They look at their phone and they know what they're listening to. They know the name of the show they're listening to. It says it there. And if it doesn't, you done screwed up.
If your argument is we don't need to say the name of the show specifically, that's fine. As much as I hate it, right? Which is why I do a stupid thing where I started like a memory game of how many like things I could add between your name, right?
Yeah.
As much as it's stupid, I think, to say I'm Dave Moore and that's my co-host Johnny Casino, as much as I like personally hate that, for somebody who's never heard this show, especially this show, right? That would be really confusing if you and I just rolled into it and then never said anything until the end.
Okay, now, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. I agree. It's important to introduce the hosts, say their names, so that people who are listening to it early on can distinguish, okay, this voice belongs to Dave, this voice belongs to Johnny, and now we know who we're hearing.
Right.
Right. Because there have been plenty of times I've listened to podcasts and I have no idea who is saying what because I don't know them well enough.
So.
Right.
That's happened to me a lot. Now, there's a reason that I've shifted to what we have on the new Forget Being Cool with those jingles and why I've been willing to get those. Because I think those openings, the more pop, less pop, like that stuff is way better than anything. And the reason that apparently works, John, and the reason you need to announce the show is because every time I say apparently to anyone ever, if the people in the room understand when I say the parenting podcast with Johnny Capsino and Chelsea Capri, right? When there's people in the room who understand that joke, even if it's just one person, I say it. If there's not anybody in the room, I think it. Right? And that is a brand thing. As much as I hate it's my brand. I gotta stick to my brand. You're hurting my brand. Like, as much as I hate that when we're goddamn just regular ass people talking on the internet about video games, for God's sake, right? As much as that's stupid, there is something to be said about being remembered and having a thing that you remember. That is the one thing that's true about the brand on a podcast.
Okay.
So,
but let's say the way the show was before you made this new jingle, because the new jingle basically says we talk about the things you want to hear about, or whatever the line is from the jingle opening. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Good.
But like that's kind of what it. Okay, and first of all, that's only kind of what the show is, right? This show is much more Dave and Johnny banter back and forth, Gold appears.
You want the disappointing part of that jingle, John?
What?
Is the reason that I've made it that generic is because I know that this show is long to be shortened abruptly and not be a thing anymore, but the website still needs a jingle. So
that's smart.
So the reason and if you listen to the early Forget Being Cool stuff, the stuff we did before we brought this stuff back, right? Not the really early Forget Being Cool stuff where we started this whole thing. There was something I started saying at the end of the shows, which is we discuss the things you love, because it is about talking about movies, video games, comic books, TV shows, whatever. That's what this website was built on. And so the idea that we discuss the things you love is the tagline underneath. And that's why it's you're watching or listening to Forget Being Cool. We discuss the things you love. That's what that is.
Okay.
And the jingle is generic, John, because it's not going to be used for this show specifically moving forward. It's going to be played at the beginning of Funny or Not, Who Knows, presented by You're Watching or Listening to Forget Being Cool.
Okay. I'm glad to know that you sang our intro.
It was me, guys. That's me. This entire thing is composed and made by no. She's extremely talented and in some other country. And I just send her things, and she comes back with magic. More pop. Yes, John. Hi.
Anyway, anyways, I thought it'd be funny to have a show where you never once announce the name of the show. But I understand what you're saying, that you need to announce who the hosts are.
And apparently is a really important one because the joke is good and rememberable. For Funny or Not, Who Knows, we'll have a jingle, and then I think we go immediately into a bit.
Can our jingle for Funny or Not, Who Knows be like house music? Like a hard, like, boom, boom, boom beat, and get some Night the Roxbury things going on?
I don't know, John. We got to confirm we have 20 segments or whatever that we're going to use for that show.
That is going to be the thing. But that's okay, because here's the deal: is until we have the 20 segments, we can literally talk about whatever.
We could just keep doing this once a week. That's fine.
I mean, that's kind of what it ends up being anyway, huh?
Yeah. It's almost like when you cancel a show and then you just do the next one and it's the exact same show, and you know it in the pit of your soul that you're just making the exact same thing you made the last time, and you're like, why did I even change the name of it? And you don't even know anymore. Hi, John.
Yeah. Damn. Shots fired. Anyway, Dave, yeah, we need more segments. We have had people reaching out to us and giving us ideas and giving us names and stuff like that. I do like bye or bye. Also, I love the fact that I mixed up Britney Spears for one of the boy bands. I couldn't tell you which one. I am so proud of myself for not knowing that.
It was NSYNC.
I almost proud of myself.
I almost did correct you, and I was like, I was just gonna let John have this.
Oh, good. No, I am okay with not knowing this.
John's the only one who has made us go back to a show and edit something out because he said something dumb. So.
Oh yeah, no, it was beyond. Never mind. We're not going to get into that. Yeah, I said something that I couldn't even handle me saying, and so I got rid of it. Dave, I had some stuff I wanted to make sure I told you about today. I got a segment I want to talk about. Yes. Tell me.
So John played the intro of Better Off Ted.
Which is, by the way, for anyone out there who has never watched Better Off Ted, it's on Hulu or Netflix or both, I'm not sure. The first season of that show is one of my very favorite seasons of any TV show ever. It's amazing. Episode 4 of the first season, which you need to watch at least episode 1 to understand who the characters are. And then if you want to, jump to 4. I recommend watching it all, but if you want to, jump to 4. I have never laughed as hard as I laughed at that episode. I've never laughed that hard at another TV show. Better Off Ted, season 1, episode 4, might be the greatest sitcom episode ever. Go ahead.
Okay, so John, you played this intro, which I've never heard because I've never watched this show. Okay?
It's so good, Dave.
But it's going on something about cows, and they're like, we didn't make cows, right?
But we made a sheep.
But we made a sheep, and then we made this, and we made this, and we made whatever this is, and the idea is in whatever this is.
Okay.
So I find a weird thing. I just find something weird, and I hold it up, and you have to attempt to guess.
Like what it is and what it's for?
Yeah, whatever it is.
So I like this idea. Mm-hmm. There is a problem.
That it's already being done on other podcast?
I don't know. Is it?
It's whatever the heck is it contest that they do every week,
no.
month?
I like. There was some podcast I used to listen to, and I cannot remember which one it is now, where they would be like, "What's in such and such's box?" It was like some girls like, "What's in her box?" Which was kind of dirty sounding, but it was like. They would have this object in a box and the other people would have to guess what it was. That was pretty funny. No, the problem is that most people are going to consume this as an audio thing. And there's a chance it could end up being a purely audio thing, depending on your availability.
We could do it more in the whatever the heck it is thing where I send you a picture of a thing at this point in the show, right? I send you a picture. Okay. And I intentionally take the picture to be weird. We also put the picture up on the website.
Okay.
And we allow people to guess what they think it is. And we give prizes for either the funniest answer. We give a prize for the funniest answer, and we give a prize for somebody who gets it right. Now, I don't have prizes to give or anything yet.
Yeah. That's the other problem. We'd have to have like a Patreon where people supported us to make that happen.
We could find things to give away.
Okay, I will give away one free 6-foot distance hug.
Aren't those the best?
I mean, they feel great, Dave.
I know.
Dave, here's the other thing you'd have to do. And actually the idea I like is, you know how some podcasts, like as it goes through like different segments of the podcast, it'll change the cover art for it on your
that's why you wrote the time code of what less pop, less flop, or whatever the hell we call it. More pop, less flop.
I didn't write that time code. It's gonna be somewhere around there.
Okay.
Around that time period. Okay. If you did that and you put that picture in as the thing for that time period, so people could like be like, "Hey, everyone, look at your phone," and everyone could look at the phone and see it.
We can't do that. I could teach you how to edit that. That's not that hard to do.
Yeah, but also I'd have to like take my headphones off, and you could say it to the listener who is, in their car riding a motorcycle, whatever, and can't look at their phone, and then have to wave to me to put it back on.
Right. We could do that.
Now it could be. This is gonna be a little weird, but did you ever watch Silicon Valley?
I did. I did not
all the way through.
No, I'm definitely not caught up.
There is a part where some of the guys have to work for like other people because the company's not doing well.
Shocking.
Could go wrong.
Shocking.
Yeah, everything that could go wrong to these people goes wrong with them. And I did really love the way the show finished out. Like, I thought it had a very, very good ending. But one of them ends up working for this company, and his whole job is to help this thing learn this algorithm for whether or not something is a dick pic or not. And so, like, he does his thing so that this, whatever the social media is, it can scan every picture that comes in and determine whether it's a dick pic or not. This is what I fear from, like, our segment turning into. And I'd be like, oh God, it is. Dave, take it away.
I think there's a possibility here.
I like it. I like the idea. I think we need to. I think you need to set it up. And one of the upcoming episodes, we will try it out and see if it's going to work. It could be more flop.
Yeah, it definitely could be a pop. Or a
flop. It could be a pop, but it could be more flop. So we'll have to see. I'm hopeful, but I'm cautious.
Yeah, no. Look, this is an idea. I wrote it down. I'll forget it by next week.
Yeah, but you wrote it down. That's all that matters.
Yes.
And once it's written down, it's like for realsies.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I still like the bidet to you, sir.
I do too, but we don't know what that is yet.
No, it's where we talk about an item in the bathroom that we need to get rid of. We argue about it because one of us wants to keep it.
John, there's only so many things in the bathroom. I think this needs to get work done.
I mean, it would only be a segment that came out like once. Let's be honest here. Like, how many things in the bathroom can we argue we don't need? Right? Like, one of us is like, I don't need that. And the other one's going to be, oh, yeah, we do. Right? Like, you could be like a sitting toilet. I only want a squatty potty or a standing one. I'd be like, oh, no. I need to poo sometimes.
I've got our first episode. It'll be fine. It would have been timely 2 months ago, but now it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find out what that is. I got something else I had forgotten to tell you about, Dave.
Yes, John.
So we had an episode a while back called like something wee, mini wee, something like that, tiny wee. I don't remember what it was.
Making little wees.
Yeah, that's what it was, making little wees. So Josh Stapleton sent me the link to a YouTube video or a link to a website. I think it was a YouTube video. And this guy makes handheld Wiis and GameCubes.
Yeah, this is a thing people can do.
Have you watched the video of how they do it?
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
I mean, the guy literally cuts down the motherboard area, or the I guess it'd be the motherboard, of a Wii U and sticks it in this handheld thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
People make portable PS2s. I've watched. I this is a couple years ago now. I went on this binge where I watched all these. I would love to make like a portable PS2. That's amazing.
Well, it seems like these people put out the plans for it, like what you need, what you need.
Oh, of course you do, but I'm not talented enough to cut a circuit motherboard.
It doesn't seem okay. The one that I watched, I didn't watch all of it. It did not seem that hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I've taken apart Joy-Cons. I think I found another one today when I was playing that I need to take the other, like my third set, my left Joy-Con on my third set. I think I need to take it apart and clean it.
I think you just
I don't want to.
I think you just like taking Joy-Cons apart now, John.
I don't. It's not difficult. Except for popping the case off the joystick cover and putting that thing back on is such a pain in the butt.
Is it a joy or a con for you, John?
Are we gonna have a segment called Joy-Con?
No.
And we have to decide if something's good or bad?
Come on.
Who knows?
We're better than the 500 other Nintendo podcasts that did it. Right? Yeah, that's the problem with it, Sean. You know it's a thing. I bet you there's 3 people listening to this show who've done it.
Oh, man, that's sad.
And there's only 6 people who listen to this show.
Dave, that's sad. It's funny. It's weird that like right now I'm like looking around my room going, what in here
is a joy?
Can trigger a segment?
What in this room is possibly a con?
What in this room is a con? Oh, Dave.
I'll tell you what it is. Is that a Mario Party 10 up there behind you?
No, I don't think so.
Far my right. Is that Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival?
Right,
yeah.
No, that right. Oh, dude, that right there is one of the coolest things in this room. So behind me, there's a shelf that you're seeing behind me that's like Tetris-y looking, and it's got half of my Pez dispensers on it.
Yeah,
right?
I see that's super cool. Okay.
And there's another one next to it that's like right here where my hand is in the picture that has it's the corner of the other one like it. And above that, there's 2 shelves that I built. I built poorly, which is why they ended up in here. That have 2 sets of the Hot Wheels, the Nintendo like Mario Hot Wheels.
Okay.
And, like, it's the full set.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I love talking about your room with you. But what is the Wii U box on the shelf that I can actually see?
So I'm getting to this.
Okay.
On that shelf, there wasn't enough room, so I was putting other stuff up there.
Oh.
It's not a Wii U box. It's my Mario Pez dispensers.
Oh.
So it's and this is a weird, like, tell me if this is the 4 people you would have in a Mario Pez dispenser set. So you got Mario, you got Peach.
Okay. Can I guess what they should be?
Okay, yeah. Tell me what they should be. So you know Mario and Peach so far, and there's 4 of them. So give me the other 2.
It's Mario.
Okay.
Peach.
Sure.
Luigi.
Okay.
And Yoshi.
Okay. So Yoshi is one of them up there.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily agree that it should be Yoshi. I don't know who the other one should be. Maybe Yoshi is the right answer, but like I enjoy Yoshi games, but I don't really care that much about Yoshi.
Okay.
I mean, again, my Yoshi amiibo is kind of cool looking, I guess. No, it's Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's the other guy, which I get it. It's historic to Nintendo.
Yeah, I get it.
It doesn't really fit in the Mario like universe. I mean, Mario is in his game, but he does not fit in Mario's games.
Right.
Except for Mario Rabbids. He's in Mario Rabbids.
And New Donk City.
Oh yeah. There's part of me that wants to play that again. I have other things to play that I don't see myself going back to.
I keep thinking about that game too, and I keep thinking I might like that game more than I thought. I think it was
a great game.
I think it was overrated at the time, and it ruined it for me, and I think I would enjoy it a lot more.
Dave, I have a question for you.
I feel like it's the only Mario game that I've like actually beat like on my own. Like with only
funny and slightly sad.
With like only my own efforts and remember it well. Like 3D World I beat with Jeff, which is why it was so fun. It was fun co-op. Right? It was built
3D World's pretty good.
It was meant to be co-op. I can't wait for Deluxe if that's actually happening. I'll buy that day one. Because I like that game a lot. I love that game.
It was not my favorite, but I liked it better than the other like 2 Mario games or 3 Mario games that came out before it.
I played
Super Mario Brothers Wii.
I played Sunshine as a kid, right?
I love Sunshine.
And I basically beat Sunshine. But as like a person who remembers it, like I've only gone back to it and not finished it. Like it just didn't. So,
Dave,
yeah.
I have a serious question to ask you.
Okay.
Have you ever reviewed a video game?
Like for real?
Like done a review? Yeah.
I mean, yes and no. Like a real written review that like I had to, submit to an editor named Adam Leonard, and like,
Yeah, well, whatever. Like,
okay, I'm gonna say no, but that's not really true.
So here's where the question comes in, and this is actually like a semi-serious conversation, which is kind of not
what
par for this.
Not what this show's about, but
no,
we can have it. We can do this occasionally. Can we have a segment, John, called Sometimes Serious, where we have a serious conversation?
Sometimes serious? Who knows? Yes, we really should. And the key is we cannot make a single joke during it.
Yeah,
like that is not allowed.
That's the bit.
The
bit is that we can't make jokes. Okay.
You cannot make a joke.
Okay,
do not do it.
Okay, got
it. Yes, write that down. Write it down.
Actually, this is kind of good.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. I think it's great. But okay, here's the kicker to that bit is the person who comes up with the conversation topic gets to pick something that is like obviously absurd and like too hard not to make a joke.
No, right, that's it. And we have to have a legitimate like conversation, and the first person who makes a joke loses. Like that's the bit.
Well, we'd have to put a time period on it. But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the question I have.
Okay.
If you're playing a game and it's really good, indie game, something low, not the big world AAA game, but a game that's really good, and you love every minute of it, and you're having a blast the entire time, and you really can't find anything you're like, if I would change something, this is the part I would change. Do you give it a perfect score?
Oh.
Can you give a 10 out of 10
to an indie
100
game?
out of 100, whatever, to like a game that's really never going to be on the top whatever list of anything out there, really?
Okay, I know you guys call these report cards, but like I've never seen grades given, which I don't understand.
You know what? Hold on a second. That is a solid point, Dave. Dave, that is I will write them here in a minute and be like, Dave pointed out that we do report cards, but we don't give grades. Why are we not doing on an A, B, C, D, E or A, B, C, D, F scale?
Good thing you know your grades. I don't want to throw shade at Adam Leonard because I love Adam Leonard. I do. And Sean Wall. Mega Dads is probably my favorite podcast in this community. Okay. At the same time, you guys are not committing to the bit.
What you? Oh, the report card bit?
Yeah, it's a.
Okay, no. I will fix this. I will push for this to be fixed. I will message them as soon as we're off this call.
You need to get like a grumpy teacher to like introduce them instead of like John or Adam. You need to like commit to the report cardness of it. Like almost to the extent that like you open it up in the mail. Like it comes in the mail and there's like an envelope opening. Commit to the bit.
So, okay. So back to the question, though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. In this scenario, John, you are reviewing the game yourself, right? And you are sharing your opinion. Now, on a board of IGN directors, right? I've listened to them talk about this and like how this works, right? When you give a review, like other people contribute their points and opinions, and that's what eventually leads to their scores. Yet
sure.
I still feel like their scores are a load of crap.
Okay.
If it is a 10 out of 10 for you, which I've started to hate the idea of like stars and 10 out of 10s and blah blah blah. Like I don't think it actually matters. But if it's a 10 out of 10 for you, then it's a 10 out of 10. Who cares? It's your score. You can give whatever you want. You want to give it an A++, which would make more sense in the Mega Dads report card? Sure.
As we are talking, I am writing to them.
Yeah, this is just gonna kick you off, John. That's what's gonna happen. I'm sure this has crossed their minds. I'm sure there's a very good logical reason for why they're not doing this.
Maybe, but this is still way too funny. Dave.
Yes, John.
Dave.
Yeah, hi.
Just take us out of here, Dave.
Oh, that's it?
Just carry me away, Dave.
This is the whole show. John, I think if you want to give it a 10 out of 10, you can give it a 10 out of 10.
Okay, genital jousting, 10 out of 10.
Now, I think I will say, don't give it a 10 out of 10, but be like, but it's an indie game, so, caution be warned. It might not be a AAA experience. This has been the Forget Being Cool podcast for May 20th, 2020. I'm Dave Moore. I'm so sorry to the people who think I was throwing jokes at you. I was throwing jokes at myself. I just want you to be aware that that's what I'm here to do. And at John specifically. Most of my jokes are for John. That's what I do here. John's my co-host. You can follow him at Johnny_Casino. You can follow me at Tell You Dave. You can follow the show at Forget Being Cool. You can check out all our shows, including the old stuff I did, like Beverage Buddies and Sheldon.
I was on one of those.
Sheldon Forgotten. You were on a bunch of those.
I was on all the Sheldon Forgottens.
There was a bunch of Beverage Buddies that I still have in a folder that we've never published with you in them. So someday those will air. Get that at forgetbeingcool.com. That's it. That's all I have to say. Love everybody who listens. All 6 to 200 of you. I appreciate it.
Dave, and what I have to say is I don't know what commercial's about to play.
And now, Super Plays of the Week, starring the craziest sports balls in the world, Super Mad Balls. In football, someone slips a Super Mad Ball into the game, centers it to the quarterback, who freaks out and fumbles. In other action, look at this catch. In basketball, the Super Mad Ball really puts on some super moves. And in soccer, everyone gets a kick out of the Super Mad Ball. New Superman balls, foul shot, goal leader, and touchdown terror from Amtoy.
These are Superman balls. I'm not sure if they were like bouncy balls, but the best thing about that commercial was the random amounts of sound effects thrown in there.
Yeah. So I already hit stop on the recording over here, but
bye YouTube.
So
I make these jokes for YouTube only. That's you get a special perk only if you're subscribed to the Forget Being Cool YouTube channel. Make sure you leave a like and you leave a comment down below, like Sean Capri. Like, great content. We'll see you guys next time.